All right. not not doing what I was planning on doing. I was thinking about downloading each of my live streams and uploading them as regular videos on my YouTube channel, but I'm like, I already deleted the pictures from the thumbnails, and then I have to download them again, and I have to compress them again, and upload them again, and make it again. I'm like, not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. Oh my goodness. But we are we're tuning in and we're talking about some bullshit. Man, it's been a crazy few hours, crazy day. I didn't get to do any shows today. I meant to. I don't know. I was almost gonna call it a sick day, and then all of a sudden it turned into a sick day for Lucius, and we had to go take care of him. We had to go take. We had an emergency. I didn't notice it until today, and I was like, his butt was, or earlier this morning, and I was like, his butt was really swollen, and so I had to take him to an emergency place because it was Sunday, and you know how that goes. But so it's like $500 to fix his little butt. But he's doing better. He's a good boy. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm gonna have to miss tomorrow or not too, cause baby. I don't know, cause I might have to keep cleaning him, make sure he's okay, taking his medicine. I probably can't take him in that environment, but I don't know. I really have to get a real job out there, most likely, cause I need to see somebody starting to come in. People obviously aren't going to be tuning into this anytime soon, um, but we'll see. Cause I got to go out and market somehow, and advertise somehow. But man, it has just been a crazy time, and I'm really hoping to start getting some stuff together. I made a note. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. People are gonna lie, and it's amazing how people like who you've shared so much time with and talked about the truth with and talked about trying to figure things out with and sharing and doing the right things and learning everything the right way, and it's just crazy how people you've known for so long will just turn on you and then just make shit up just to make things fucking worse for you. It's pretty fucking wild. I never gave you a penny, huh? Never gave you a penny, huh? I got loans out for you. I've given you thousands of dollars. I never gave you a penny, huh? Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, Whoever sees that and know what it's about, whoever knows what that's about will know what that's about. I'd like to wrap up Mark's story, and I don't know if it's the last episode or episode before, but I was talking about that story where I was with that really rich gay guy for a night and I disappeared on him. Well, I saw him a little time later. I meant to bring that up too, where we were just riding around Ocean City and we're underage trying to get liquor, and one thing failed, and then we saw him outside a liquor store and was like, "Hey, Mark, could you get us something?" He's like, "Yeah, if you want to hang out sometime, blah blah blah, that'd be cool." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And I had like the girlfriend I got with at the time was actually in the car. I think she was. Anyways, we just got the booze from him and left. That's the last time I saw him. And then there was this other guy that worked for him that was his manager. He was wild. He was like a nut job. He's like, I don't know where his mindset. I don't even know what type of dude he was. He was gruff. I couldn't tell you if he was like a rock and roll kid or a rap kid. Like he was just like kind of just like just I don't know. It was just you couldn't read him, but he was just like a little wild. And he was like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'll let Mark suck my dick. I don't give a shit." You know what I mean? Because I was like, "I don't know. Let him suck my dick. You know what I mean? To have all these riches. You know what I mean?" And that's how he was thinking. He's like, "Shit, I'll let Mark suck my dick." He's like, no, even thought one way or the other, about it. But here's the thing. So he was staying with Mark, rides with Mark to Subway, stabs Mark and pushes him and like locks him into the walk-in cooler, robs the place, steals Mark's car, and leaves. Obviously, he got caught. Thank God Mark didn't die. But it's just like, that's the type of shit, you know what I mean? You don't know what you're bringing in, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. You gotta be careful who you're inviting into your home and what you're doing with them. You don't know who people are and what their real intentions are. Well, you really have to take your time to get to know somebody before you really start to get involved with them. That's my biggest problem with women. It's always been the same thing. Like I always like get too attached too quick and want to help and be involved. But it's like because it's gotten different as I've gotten older, and it's always gotten. Because I'm like, I hope that other people are on the same page as me. Like I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to date. I'm not trying to bullshit. I'm not trying to fuck. I just want to get along with somebody and bullshit with somebody, and you know what I mean, and just like grow with somebody and learn together and love together and just try to keep things together and share massages with each other and hopefully somebody help me take care of my little Bobby. Butt's been leaking everywhere. He's got stains all over the bed now. I tried putting towels down where he actually usually always sleeps, and last night he decided to sleep right up next to me here and then right next to me down here, and the towels are all over here. I'm like, okay, so I do laundry again. I got another big bill coming up, and I might have gotten myself screwed with it, but it is what it is. Mama being sitting like drive mom insane if I say it, but I'm in Texas now, and you know things are different, and I'm like, well, I'm American, I should have one just for my well-being and safety, and and I'd like to have something to do time to time, and I have a bowling ball. I could probably go bowling and stuff, but I could also pay a couple bucks, go to a shooting range and shoot a couple rounds. Got a firing range. I just ordered a basic Glock, but they're doing the federal test and everything on me now. But what sucks about the federal test, I answered everything honestly as I honestly knew. Like I'm filling it out. I'm like, I get to the marijuana. Are you a controlled substance user? Like blah blah. And I'm like, I'm in Texas now. I got nothing to do with Delaware. I don't have a Delaware license. I just assumed that if I'm not in Delaware, I don't have anything to do with Delaware anymore. That my Delaware marijuana license is null and void too, because it's not gonna work anywhere but Delaware, and I'm not going back to Delaware. You know what I mean? So like I'm still, but because it's federal, I'm still considered a controlled substance user because I bought. Instead of getting the year program, I bought the 3-year program. So it's like 2 more years. I'm still considered a controlled substance user, even though I don't have access to it, and I don't, you know what I mean? It's just so weird. So I filled it all out thinking it was all cool, and they're like, oh yeah, cool, blah, blah. And I started to leave, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, let me check into this, because I didn't think about it until like afterwards. And they were like, oh, that doesn't sound like, they're like, the sports guys were trying to tell me, oh no, it's no big deal. The AI's telling me it's a big deal, and I need to find a lawyer. And then they're telling me, oh man, there's guys that do that all the time, blah, 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 you're totally fine. So I go to what I thought was a shooting range that they told me about to go check out, like, maybe more information, just since I'm already out and about. Let me see if when I do get the gun, how much it costs here when I'm in the firing range and whatnot. And I brought up my situation to the guy in there, and he's like, I don't know what they'll do. If they deny you, they'll just deny you. They won't come after you, though. They're not like about that, blah, blah, blah. And then I hold on, let me get our other guy, our manager. He knows more about the law and stuff. I was like, great, that might save me from having to find a lawyer. And what he told me, he was like, yeah, you're screwed. He's like, basically, you're screwed. I was like, what? He's like, but it's not as bad as what you think. He's like, basically, you get your gun. He's like, but what they're going to do is, now they know that you signed your paper that way, they're just going to hang on to that. And if you do anything else, they're going to take that off the shelf and add that onto it and say, no, now it's a federal offense because you did a federal crime on top of whatever other thing you did. So just keep being myself and don't break any laws. I mean, that's not a big deal. Like, I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, I try to help. I try to give. I get taken advantage of all the time. I mean, that's just the way it is. Matt, I mean, that's the story of my life. Always being taken advantage of. I can't imagine how many thousands. If I had the thousands and thousands of dollars I just given away to people to fucking help them out or do this or they told me it was an investment that they would help me out with, or they told me that they were going to do this with it, or they said that, you know what I mean, and they would pay me back. And it's like, it's, oh my God, thousands. And I've never made money. I'm not a man of money. That's why I don't understand. People don't understand. They think that they can just, because I'm a giving person, they're just, well, we'll just suck them dry. Well, I ain't got nothing to fucking give. So why you want to keep sucking me dry? Find somebody else to suck dry. It's like, yeah, I have an okay place right now, but dude, it's a little shitty apartment that I like spent all, like, my fucking money that I got from getting struck in the fucking head. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I made a lot of money. I'm like taking big swings for the fucking fence here in hopes that I can fucking, you know, maybe make something. You know what I mean? Like, just anything. A few dollars, you know, a week, you know, to survive using my brain and my words. I just need to make it happen. Somehow, some way. I hope somebody, you know, reaches out to me at some point and says, hey, I can find some work for you. You know, you seem like an okay guy. You know, we can work with you, blah, blah, blah. We're in the Disney shirt today. Not because I like Disney. It's actually a really nice shirt. Like, the material is, like, really breathable, but, like, comfy. And it's so hard to explain. It's very nice material. It's like, it came from Florida, so it's just all designed for, like, hot weather and stuff, I guess. But I got it because my old neighbor, her daughter, worked down there for a little while and brought some stuff up for us. And I was like, all right, sure, cool. I'll wear it. And I went through that whole list of my other crazy moments, and I said, oh, that random stuff on that one episode. I know too many dead people my age and generation younger and older, all too young, older generation friends, overdoses and cancer. It's just crazy how many people, like, you know, that teacher in high school back in health class, he just called it out. He was just reading statistics is all he was doing. He was like, this many percentage of you will be addicted to drugs. This many percentage of you will be pregnant before you get out of school. This many percentage of you will be dead before 30. This many percentage of you will be dead before 40. This many percentage and it was just like, we're like, oh, whatever, right, crazy. And I can look around that classroom in my head and go, dead, 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 addict, don't know where they are, homeless. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow. But then it's like, band leader. You know what I mean? With the daughter who's Miss Delaware, and it's like other guy who's got a boat, you know, another guy who's got his own business, another guy who's got a couple kids, and you know what I mean, he's had a rough life and whatnot, but he's trying to get things figured out, and he's still alive and making it and doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's me, and I'm a whole different story. But I mean, it's just so wild to be like, wow, I can't believe. You know, it's you live this life and you kind of just like, oh, take it for granted, I'm living it, and it's like, wow, how did I make it this fucking far? You know what I mean? It's just like, sometimes it's really amazing. It's like, the people who help you and carry you to get to you where you are, and all this self-sustaining stuff you've done in your life to make it so you can get to where you can go. Everyone's battles is as difficult as they need to be for each person. And I've heard some stuff just with talking with some of these guys out here doing comedy and stuff, and my heart breaks for like a couple of these comedians, you know, a few of these comedians that I've met, you know, they're like, they got the balls to go out there and try to make something and do this, and they're fucking giving blood, and they're fucking barking for every fucking promotion out there, every business out there, and they're trying to fucking do this and do that, and it's like, power fucking to you, man. And these guys have like real trauma, real hard backgrounds and stuff like that. And I won't get into it because I don't want to expose anybody's life and start getting into stuff and people be like all mad that, you know, I'm bringing them up. But some guys with some really hard lives out there that are getting things straight by like just busting their asses and grinding. They're having fun while they do it because, I mean, that's kind of part of it. We're trying to pursue our happiness. We're trying to do something that we enjoy doing, but at the same time make a buck. But I think I'm gonna start doing that myself. He said he gets like $120 a week for giving blood. It's an idea. I'm gonna give a not gonna say his name, but you know what I mean. Like it could be anybody, you know. But that's what I hear. You can make up the $120 a week just giving blood. You can go like twice a week or something like that, and you have to wait so many days and da da da. But I was like, that's an idea. That's something. It's money. You know what I mean? And sit there for a little while, let them fucking drain you, and give a fucking dollar. So it doesn't sound bad at all. I also have Death of a Wiener Dog on here. Where is that at? Yeah, Death of a Wiener Dog. I it's so sad. It was a crazy time. It was kind of funny though. That's why I wrote it down because it was like one of those things. Was like I felt completely horrible about, but it kind of was funny. I don't know. At the same time, like if you're a horrible person, it's even more funny. But I didn't have my driver's license at the time. I was like 16, 17. I think I was like 16, and I actually had a. No, I must have been like 18. I think that's what it was. I was 18 because I had a revoked license. I didn't have my license at the time, and it was because the week before I turned 18, I got a DUI, and I had my license revoked. But I was like, I still need to do these things though. I still need to train for wrestling. I have to drive to Salisbury from Shelbyville to get there, and da da da. And so that's what I was doing, and I was driving. Sun's in my eyes. I can't really see anything. I'm in Salisbury. You know, I know like just up the road and around the corner. I make my turn, and then I'll be at the mall. And I'm riding. The sun's in my eyes. I can barely see. I'm like squinting, and I'm like trying to like like I get the visor down. I'm looking and squinting, and then I see this blue like blur, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And I start to turn off, veer away from it a little bit because there's something obviously obstruction in the road. And now I see it's a black girl and she's wearing a blue sweatshirt and sweatpants. And she was like starting to run into the road and then she ran back off of the road. And I was like, what is happening? I just saw her. I see this blue. And so I turn away, off the road, like away from her. Closer towards like the median or the shoulder. Like I'm trying to get away from her. Like so I'm almost on the other lane, to get away from her. And I start to come back in, and now I realize there's a dog there. It's fucking this little Dotson, and it's running and turning away as I like turned away from it. But it turned back in when I lined back up, and my back tires hit it in the face, and I was like, oh. No, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and all I saw was this fucking wiener dog on its back, spinning like a fucking top, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't have a license. If I had my license, I would have pulled over and consoled that little girl, and helped her, and cried, and got, and I'd have done anything I could to help, you know what I mean? I really did my best to try to avoid hitting that thing, and I couldn't help but hit it, and when I hit it, I was like, I can't stop, I will get arrested, I don't have my license, you know what I mean? I have a revoked license. And it was one of those, like, I know is done and devastating, because, like, the black girl was like, no, no, I was like, no, I was like, I didn't know what to do. I think that's the only time I hit an animal. I think I hit that one. Gosh, I hit a bird once. That was freaky. And that you can't help. That just fucking randomly happens. Man, I can't think of any other time I really hit anything on the road. I blamed a deer for running into a tree one time. That's like getting kicked in the chest. We'll go over my DUI accidents sometimes, and my DUIs and all that happened in there. But fucking... Oh, man, where was I going? Well, it's almost the end of this video anyways. Chew. Yeah, that's a good one. You talk about how and why, like, I got a minute, we'll just talk about it. Like, all my life, I can't help but, like, hi, how you doing? Thank you for what you did. You know what I mean? If you're an entertainer or this or that or whatever, because I remember when I was a little kid at church, there's a performance on the stage in the backyard, of the church, and this guy did a mime performance, and I thought it was really fun and cool and funny, and it was beautiful. And my mom, she was like, "You like that? So when you see him afterwards, you go to him and you shake his hand and you thank him." And I was like, okay, and that's what I did, and that's how I've always thought, and then you get into professional wrestling, and then that's a whole another world of handshaking and making sure you shake your hand properly like a decent person. And that's how, like, one side of the line, because you grow up with all these different people and they're like, and this and that. You got to do a firm hamstring. You want to grab them. And wrestling is like, who you fucking trying to prove how tough you are to? Just fucking stop. Just give me a regular, firm, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to genuinely shake your hand and say hello. It's just a nice, firm, not a grabbing. You just, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but it's very simple to understand. Like, you don't have anything to prove, and if you have something to prove, we don't want nothing to do with you. God bless. Thank you for your time and your patience with me. Let's do one